Welcome to another episode of Daily Gym. As I was scrolling through my LinkedIn newsfeed the other day, I came across a TikTok video that someone shared on the platform. In the video, there was an American high school student who was teaching math concepts aimed at students across the US or across the world who cannot go to school these days because of the COVID-19 situation. As I was watching that video, it really struck me that as long as you have access to the internet these days, you're pretty much able to obtain any knowledge or particular skills that you would like because all the information is out there on the internet, especially if you're able to communicate or understand major languages like English or Mandarin Chinese. At the same time, the last few weeks, I've been in touch with many people from emerging or developing countries. And as I've kind of gathered all that information, a lot of similar problems keep popping up over and over. Things like financing or support systems or mentorships, as well as policies that don't always stimulate entrepreneurship or startups or skill acquisition. And another thing that came up time and time again was education. Not so much formal education as in terms of schools, but more so the practical skills that people would require to actually start a business for themselves, create a job for themselves, or to join a certain organization. And sure enough, there are plenty of NPOs, NGOs, or private institutions that try to tackle this issue of education or skill acquisition. But I feel if we're able to provide, of course, electricity and running water, but if we're able to provide internet and then the hardware, whether it's a phone or a tablet or a computer on which people can access the internet, they should technically or practically be able to acquire any kind of skill that they would like, especially when we start thinking about reverse engineering. Because many times what somebody wants to do, whether it's in a developing, emerging, or even in a developed country, whatever they want to do, oftentimes it has already been done by somebody else before. And with platforms like YouTube or podcasts or simply a Google search, there's so much information out there of interviews or articles that people wrote, or even ebooks that you can find on Amazon or other places, where people detail their story of how they went from nothing to becoming a unicorn founder or a Fortune 500 CEO or successful in any area that you might be interested in. So when you know what you would like to do and you know what kind of skills are required, you can pretty much find anything on the internet and then retrace the steps that some other person or other people took and see how you can pretty much use those same steps to get to a certain similar level of success. Of course, everybody's unique. Everybody's situation is unique. So you cannot replicate it 100% and cannot expect 100% the same results. But if you're able to learn from different mentors or masters, so to speak, without even having talked to them, you'll definitely be able to acquire the skills that you're looking for. For people who have been watching my videos the last few months, you know that I really try to emphasize taking action over constantly planning or thinking about what you want to do. And many times the hurdle that people have is that first initial step, whether it's doubts that you have internally, or simply the fact that you might not have the skill. And oftentimes, even people in the developed world still think about getting the skill requires going to school or getting a degree. And sure enough, there's a place for university or colleges in terms of like getting a degree or getting a certain network. But in terms of getting the skill or getting the knowledge, there are far more efficient methods online these days that are, generally speaking, cheaper or oftentimes even free. So there's really, as long as you have access to the internet, there's really no reason not to pursue what you want to do in your spare time and to get the skill that you need to make your dream a reality. That's all I wanted to say for today. If you have any experience or things you would like to share with me, leave a comment below or send me a private message. I'd love to talk about this kind of topic more. I'll be back with another video tomorrow, so have a nice day, everyone.